In Troy's grim dust, where heroes fought and fell, a bond of love, more potent than the spell of war's dark thrall, entwined two warrior souls, Achilles and Patroclus, taking tolls on hearts and minds, a tale for ages told. The bard lined Homer with his voice of gold. In epic lines, their intertwined fates spun, a love so deep it mirrored sun in sun. Yet, ancient minds with different lenses viewed the whispers, hints that in the verses brewed. Was it a love, a friendship, or a bond that defied all norms, a love beyond the realm of mortals, etched in lines of fire, a love that burned, consuming their desire? The teacher spoke in hushed and guarded tones of Achilles' rage, Patroclus' mournful groans, of love's fierce grip, its power to ignite a flame so bright it banished darkest night. But some would say a different story spun, a bond of trust, a brotherhood begun in childhood games where loyalty was born, a love that bloomed, a friendship yet forlorn. The poets wove in verses rich and bold a tapestry of sorrow, stories told of sacrifice, of loss, of love's despair, a poignant echo lingering in the air. For in the end, the truth remains unclear, a love that burned, a bond held ever dear, a tragic tale where heroes met their fate, and love's embrace sealed their eternal state. So let us ponder, as the ages roll, the hidden depths, the stories they extol, of Achilles and Patroclus, side by side, a love that lived, a love that could not hide. The sun beat down on the dusty courtyard of the Athenian Academy, casting long shadows from the columns that held up the roof. Inside, a group of students, their faces shaded by the wide brims of their caps, sat intently listening to their tutor, a man of weathered features and piercing eyes. He was reciting verses from the Iliad, the epic poem by Homer that told the story of the Trojan War. Achilles, in his grief, cried out to the heavens, "Patroclus, my dearest friend, my brother in arms, why have the gods taken you from me?" The tutor declaimed, his voice echoing in the hushed courtyard. A young student, his brow furrowed in concentration, raised his hand. "Master," he began, "is it not strange that Achilles mourns Patroclus with such sorrow? They are, after all, men of war accustomed to bloodshed." The tutor smiled, a knowing glint in his eyes. "Ah, young Thrasymachus, you touch upon a matter of great debate. The nature of Achilles and Patroclus' relationship is one that has been pondered by scholars and poets for centuries." He paused, allowing the words to hang in the air. Homer, in his Iliad, paints a picture of a bond that transcends the bounds of ordinary friendship. Achilles, the mighty warrior, is consumed by grief at the loss of Patroclus, and this grief fuels his rage, driving him to avenge his friend's death. The tutor continued, his voice growing in intensity. Some scholars have argued that their bond was a deep, passionate love, a love that went beyond the conventions of their time. They point to the intense devotion Achilles shows to Patroclus, the way he mourns him with such unrestrained emotion, and the way he chooses to die in battle, seeking to be reunited with his beloved in the underworld. He gestured to the students, his eyes twinkling with amusement. Others, however, see their relationship as a purely fraternal one, a bond forged in the heat of battle and strengthened by shared experiences. They argue that the Greeks, a society steeped in patriarchal values, would not have accepted a homosexual relationship between two men of such stature. But what of the gods? Another student, a girl with fiery red hair, interjected. Is there not a hint of divine intervention in their relationship? Achilles is said to be favored by the goddess Thetis, while Patroclus is said to be loved by the god Apollo. The tutor nodded, a thoughtful expression on his face. Indeed, the presence of the gods adds another layer of complexity to their story. Some believe that their relationship was divinely ordained, a testament to the powerful bonds that can exist between mortals and deities. He paused, letting the silence settle over the courtyard. The truth, my students, is that the nature of Achilles and Patroclus' relationship remains shrouded in mystery. We can only interpret it through the lens of Homer's words, the interpretations of ancient scholars, and our own understanding of love and loss. The students sat in thoughtful silence, the words of their tutor echoing in their minds. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the courtyard, they were left to ponder the enduring legacy of Achilles and Patroclus, their story a testament to the enduring power of love and friendship, even in the face of war and death.